All right, so let us start your lesson today. Why don't you just play through the playing test and then we will see what you have to help us with.
Sounds good.
All right, so let me give you a tempo real quick.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3. Okay. So why don't you give me two things, two areas that you did well in, and then two areas that you think you could improve on.
I think for the first 3 lines, I was consistent with the rhythm, and I was a little bit better with the dynamics. I think once I reached about the end of measure 16 is when things started to come undone. So in terms of I think I have the rhythms right. I think I'm just getting kind of tripped up on the sticking.
Okay.
For starting at measure 17 when I'm switching back and forth from drum to drum.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe with practice that would help, but I'm not exactly certain. And then making sure that I'm coming down from my dynamics and making sure things aren't being held out too long. Slightly, I think my quarter notes are being held out too long for these measures. And then towards the end, for sure, I just kind of went on autopilot and didn't really think as much when I was playing, starting at measure 27, making sure I was tapping the drum, because I'm still I don't know whether or not to switch hands or to drop it.
Well,
so.
let's just start with that.
Okay.
For are you the last line here is where you were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just kind of do with whatever feels natural. If it's natural for you. I'm sorry, Timpani. If it feels natural for you to hit and then slap it with your other hand, or do it with the same hand. I personally think that it's easier to slap it with the same hand, but that's really your preference.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really there's not really a right or wrong answer to that. It's just kind of where you feel most comfortable.
Do you think if I took it slower, it would be a little bit easier?
Yeah, you were on the tempo note. You were going a lot faster.
Yeah, I think I got nervous.
What I gave.
And then I kind of went off the wire.
Mm. No, that makes sense. Just nerves playing in front of someone, especially someone that's kind of grading you for a sense. Yeah, that's completely understandable.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we go a tad slower?
And I'll keep it consistent.
And yeah, so let's just start with measure 27.
Okay.
And then let's go from there. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Maybe not so dramatic, but.
Well, I would recommend for stopping it. I would recommend doing it on stopping it on the offbeats and creating it like its own. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like an elephant.
A little kind of. I guess you could you can compare it to an elephant stomp. Yeah. One thing about your rolls, they're a little bit inconsistent. That may maybe move your hands down the mallet a little bit. Maybe that'll help. You're doing a little German. There you go.
Oh, not Frenching it.
No. There you go.
That sounds even better now.
Yeah, the sticking where you hold it can help a lot. So why don't we just practice the rolls a little bit?
Okay.
It can be doesn't have to be on any drum, but just any particular drum, but just do it in time. Then we'll just go basically back and forth. So why don't you start on one, and then after one measure, switch to the next, and then so on and so forth. Okay.
So are you talking about like switching? Like, are we just doing rolls itself, or are we like from drum to drum, or are we just doing rolls?
Just kind of practice doing rolls. Why don't you start on the D up there? Yeah.
Okay.
And then just do rolls on the D for a couple measures.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I just need to pay a little bit more attention to my hands.
Yeah, and like the things can happen as you're playing, like they can slip up or something. But if you notice it, just try to adjust it if you can. And the grip can also help a lot, but also going slow and working your way up to tempo can help a lot too, with how evenly the single stroke roll can be. I can't talk. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. In addition to the forte pianos, you weren't really going full piano. You were going a little bit mezzo piano, maybe mezzo forte. So,
do you want me to do one of the rolls where it's the forte piano for you?
Yeah.
Except take it slower.
Yeah, take it slower. Why don't we start at measure 9, and then do that. Just do that whole line, and then we'll continue. 1. Oh,
I should probably give you that.
Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Try that again.
Yes, you can. 1, 2, 3. Well, you don't have to, because on the forte piano, yes, choke it off, but you don't have to specifically keep it as a piano. That's the one down here.
Oh.
Yeah, for just the forte pianos, just kind of do what we were doing. Go slow, use a metronome, and then try without the crescendo at first, and then just do the forte pianos for a little while, and then add the crescendos in once actual getting down there feels natural to you. Measure 24, you kind of stayed forte the entire time. So just watch out. There is a crescendo, and I know it's difficult. I know that I do this too. Just it's typical that you stayed forte in the previous measure, so then you're gonna stay forte. But no, it's mezzo piano, so just remember to kind of not start the stick too high. So
sounds good.
All right, and very good. And then just keep working on those things that I said for your next lesson.
Perfect. Looking forward to it.